I have done all the warming up. And so I just try to show even a simple item like Alaripu, what wonderful things you can do. You see, that is what I showed. Then in Varnam, what is Varnam? You have to bring the Bhavam, you have to bring the Abhinayam, and you have to bring the Kanakku, Nityam, Natyam, Nirtam, everything comes to the Varnam. And that's what I did. When the Nirtam comes, when the Jatis comes, why should I go on 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, all the things? What is it? What is the difference between a very senior artist and a very just ordinary artist? Because any girl will do the same thing.
What's
so,
the what
I'm trying to show, I take a slow motion Shringara Bhavana. When the Sahityam comes, I give all the Abhinayam perfectly. When the Jadi comes, I take it, I composed it. Purposefully I composed it in the complicated mathematics. Because the audience will be able to appreciate what I am capable of. Like that.
Swamiji, that's how. It's both, you see.
It seems we have composed 3579 Gopal, alternate. 3759, like that. 3579, Kandam, Tishram, Mishram, Kandam, Sankirnam. Instead of that, first she will come 3, from 3 she will go to 7, from 7 she will come to 5, from 5 she will go to 9. Like that complicated. He said, can't you appreciate it? That Jatis can be so beautifully, we can, Chandu, that kind of thing. Congrats, mister. Job is ready to join this. Okay. Well, what I like, see the cultural background of Vijayas. The guys could just, tomorrow if Yamini Krishnamurti comes, who this fellow say, oh, beautiful, this thing, vertical radium, blah, blah, because they can't think anything else. You don't know what she is doing about. You have to say that she is wonderful.
But both sides of India, the critics also knowledgeable.
And the reply also knowledgeable.
Both, but they both understand. That's why, on a year, one reporter who writing some politics, that fellow go. Then, you know the art in and down. He tell you, you don't know how to stand also. That particular they know. That is no doubt.
And the funny part of it, she also said that if my mathematics are really so harsh and nice, how come the audience clapped hands? Ultimately, what the dancer is dancing for? I am dancing for audience, appreciative audience, appreciate. You can't say audience are all bangam. If the audience are bangam, they do not know what calculation I am making because they could understand the calculation, they admired it and they clapped. Every time I finished the Jadi, they clapped. And therefore, why do you come and criticize me like this? Just because you don't like it, that doesn't mean I should not do it. First critic, then what she said, Supudu has got every right to think what he thinks about anything in the world. So too, as an artist, I have got a right to do what I want anything. Ultimately, it is the audience who are the people. For a dancer, the audience is a Devam. The divinity, art, the Devi who is the embodiment of dance, fine arts. She is the one who is the Rasika in every audience. Ultimately, it is she who is enjoying. And if I could produce that impact for the audience enjoy my this thing, that is my this thing. But I don't say Subudu should not think like that. You can.
No, he is correct. He is right. That's what her statements of me.
Yeah.
As far as is my statements are. If a public like, I wouldn't bother.
That's
if
right.
a public don't like, my life gone.
That's right.
See, is my life want to come up, what is important? You write anything. As far as the audience like, then other producer will call me.
That's right.
If you say, I am dancing my satisfaction, the audience don't like, I won't agree. I can't come
And
out.
moreover,
There's
they are
another
not Dumbo audience. There are audience are not Dumbos anytime. Because they may not know the intricacies of the calculation, but something inside.
But inside, what happens is, it is makes.
If I am going to say something extraordinarily abstract, nobody can understand what the hell. Everybody is simply standing there and watching what's going on. It is something like you take a South Indian mama to France and make him stay in Beethoven's symphony concert in an opera. He will be simply blinking. He can't make out what is going on. He will think the whole thing is rubbish, boring. But that's not boring. You see. Her reply also, even Yamini Krishnamurti is very hot-tempered. She gave him back also. Supudu has got every right to think whatever he thinks. Why should we imagine just because Alaripu, I am dancing for the past 25 years and I know Alaripu is only warming up and blossoming. And Subbudu need not tell me that. I am not so silly not to know Alaripu is meant for warming. But an artist, as you grow, you also want to make so many innovative, creative things, keeping the tradition intact. I am keeping the tradition of Alaripu intact, and then I tell what it can do. Because I need not warm up. I am dancing for 25 years. Why should I warm up for Alaripu? You see? And that is why I purpose. And then I know Madras audience are very admirable, appreciable audience with knowledge. And therefore, I wanted to show them, even in a simple item like Alaripu, what wonders you can do. That is what I showed. And they clapped hands. Then the Varnam came. I know Varnam, Shringara, Bhavam. And you find fault with me, Abhinayam? Whatever is the word, I gave the correct Abhinayam. But when the Jati came, and that is the Jati also in the Varnam, the Jati, one can make a simple Jati and make it perfectly. If the Sahityam is Aidalam, I can make the Aidalam Jati and finish it off. But I am not just a blossoming artist, I am a senior artist. I must tell the complicated way it can be done. So, though the Shringara Bhavam is very lasyam, very tender and very lovingly, which I did, and immediately I can switch over, I can go to very fast speed plus the complicated workings. And I did it, and once again I came back and then do the Shringara Bhavam. And maybe this kind of a combination I gave, audience response was electric, and every time I finished the Jati, they gave a standing ovation. But Subbudu has got every right to think what he wants to think. He can say it should not be done. Maybe in his size it is not, it is clashing. Shringara Bhavam and then complicated, this thing is clashing, you know. It's not, it may be, but it's not maybe. Audience also. Ultimately, the audience judgment is judgment or not Mr. Subbudu's judgment. And so let the people decide whether what Subbudu thinks is right and what I did is right. Ultimately, we have to go to them. And this is my answer to you.
Class.
You see? But I was so tickled. When will we have something like this in Kuala Lumpur? This kind of discussion.